Lately, I've been interested in AI and now can make it learn almost anything. After watching a 45-minute long tutorial, I was ready to create my own AI and make it learn how to play iconic Mario Party minigames. We will start with a simple game called Candy Shakedown. In this minigame, you control a jar containing candy that you can rotate in all directions. The aim of this minigame is simple: empty the candy jar as quickly as possible. We'll start by modeling the glass jar, so I open Blender and start modeling a simple candy container that is basically a cylinder with a few modifications. I can now model the candies. After importing the model into Unity, I can add the candies and their colliders. There is a problem with the jar's collider, which isn't a basic shape and therefore can't allow a row. To remedy this problem, the simplest solution is to estimate this complex collider with basic shapes. After adding this new collider and the code to control the jar, we have our game loop. We're going to train our AI in this way. For every piece of candy it pulls out, it earns 1 point. And when it's empty, the AI will earn even more points. So we can launch our training and voila, the AI is training. But training is likely to take a long time as it is, so we'll be duplicating again and again to train many more in parallel. Now we just have to wait and see the results. After 5 minutes we can see that several AIs have succeeded in learning how to empty the jar. So now we can take our own AI in a best of 3 game. As you can see now, the AI is doing better than me. This was a simple minigame to start and we'll go on with the next game. The second game we are going to teach the AI how to play is Mushroom Mixup. In this game, 4 players on a platform made up of mushrooms will have to follow the orders of a toad who will indicate the mushrooms on which to position themselves to avoid drowning. To do this, you can sabotage the other participants by jumping on them or pushing them away from the platform. Let's start by modeling the simplest part of the game, the platform. All we have to do is make a hexagon, add a little roundness, add the mushroom stalk and slap some textures on top. And there you go, the platform is done. That was the easy part. Now we need to make a 3D player. I start with a cube and roughly defines Mario shapes, then add a surface subdivision to smooth things out. I model the body, nose and mustache. Add textures and that's it. Now, since I don't want to get sued by Nintendo for copying his favorite character exactly, I will give him a hat. And now I'll be able to animate this character the way I know how, and yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. We also need to model Toad, and I'm going to come and do more or less the same thing as with Mario. I'm also going to give him high quality animations. After importing all the models into Unity, I will start assembling the platform, adding the mushrooms, textures and Toad. After coding how the platform works, here's the result. The platform works correctly and Toad gives the right indications with its flag. You can add Mario and a simple controller so he can walk, jump and crush other players. Now we need to add the player AI. We will start by checking that he can indeed succeed in his training by first letting him learn without competition. To teach it, we'll give it the following information: its position, velocity, the position of each mushroom, and the position of the mushroom indicated by the flag. In terms of rewards, the AI will be rewarded as long as it's live and will receive more points if it's close to the safe mushroom. It will receive points when it crushes someone and will also be rewarded for being the last survivor. The AI will be only punished when it dies. We can now train our AI to play alone for the start. As can be seen at the start, AI dies a lot on the spot, except when the mushroom in the middle is the safe one. But after a few thousand failures, the AI begins to understand that it must try to survive until it does. And here's the result of an AI training for 1 million steps. At the end of training, the AI becomes unbeatable in solo play. But it will be too easy to play solo. So we are going to add 3 other AIs and have them all train at the same time. If we ignore the much more present bugs, like the fact that Marios are falling from the sky, everything works fine. After a few generations, the AI manages to survive, although its technique is always to jump to avoid being crushed by other AIs, but it does the trick. And now, as a final test, I'm going to infiltrate the AIs and try to hold out as long as possible. And as you can see, sometimes the AI jumps all by itself, so I win easily. But sometimes the AI manages to neutralize me and knock me down. I think that if I train it longer, and perhaps with fewer bugs, it will be able to win much more often against me. Thanks for watching the video, see you soon!